Hey guys, this is Todd with Real Dudes Review, and I wanted to demonstrate a console PC I just built. Reason I built this was I recently did a video on the new Alienware console PCs, and I was actually pretty impressed with it. And they're 500 bucks new on Dell's website. There's deals all the time, and I know that it's not hard to come across them for around 400, and that's the base i3 model. So I wanted to go ahead and see if I could build something comparable or better for around the same cost, or maybe invest a little bit more just to make it that much better. Back to the video here, you can see that I'm in big picture mode. Was able to do that just by hitting the Xbox icon on the 360 controller that I'm using for this. Now the cool thing is I found some third-party software to let me use my Xbox 360 controller as a keyboard and mouse. So I don't have to have a keyboard or mouse plugged into this unit. I've got the little Bluetooth dongle plugged in and a wireless Xbox 360 controller. And when it maps it as a mouse, it's kind of hard to use it as a game controller. So with this software, you can hold both the bumpers, press the B button, and you can toggle between mouse and controller mode. Basically turn the mouse on or off. And that will allow you to play games with the controller after you launch them. So right here, you see that little window just popped up. Mouse is disabled, so I can use the controller for GTA 5. We're going to go ahead and open up GTA 5 on this because at least with those Alienware console PCs, I've been seeing a lot of videos of people showing off what kind of frames per second they can get with those boxes. I've seen videos where the averages are 27 to 30 with VSync enabled, and up in the 40s and 50s without VSync enabled. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a demonstration on GTA 5 just to show you what kind of frames per second I'm getting. So while it's booting up here, it'll probably help to go over the specs of the box I built. I got a Cooler Master E130 case. It's for a mini ITX motherboard, really small. It's about 10 inches wide, 10 inches tall, and probably about 18 to 20 inches long. It's that long, so you can put in a full video card, a full gaming video card, and have room to spare, so it's going to work. It fits in the entertainment center nicely. The motherboard I got is an FM2 socket. Little tiny MSI. I've got 8 gigs of Crucial Ballistic RAM, 1600 megahertz. The processor is the AMD A10 6800K. I was able to get a killer deal on that processor for around 75 bucks, which is really good for this card. It doesn't bottleneck it. This card works great. What else? Power supply, 500 watt EVGA. Oh, and the video card, I got the GTX 960. That was a $200 card. But before we'll get back to the game here on the video so you guys can see the settings I put in. These are the default settings out of the box with GTA 5. The only thing that's not high is that texture quality, which is normal. This card only has 2 gigs of DDR5. If we go high, it's going to push that limit, and I want the game to run great. I want it to look good, and I want it to run smooth. So I'm not too concerned about changing that one setting from normal to high. We've got a lot of other settings that compensate and make this game look great. Now with this game, if you look in the upper left hand corner, you can see with the current frames per second, I was able to maintain above 50 frames per second with this game on this rig. Occasionally it dropped into the 40s, but definitely more than playable. I consider anything over 30 frames per second playable. As you can see, this game just runs smooth. It is beautiful. So while the game is playing, you guys can take a look at the frames per second. I'll go back and talk about the console PC a little bit in the specs. So I just talked about the power supply. Really think that's about it. All the hardware combined in that box cost me roughly 550 bucks. I did purchase everything from Amazon because Woohoo Prime and the Amazon store card. Both those things make it awesome. 0% financing is always cool. It came out to around 550 bucks. I'm sure that had I really shopped around and went to different websites, like Newegg and some other guys, I could have got this cost down to probably 500 or less. Even with the GTX 960, I went with the brand by EVGA. I'm just partial to EVGA. I think that as a video card manufacturer, they're at the top of their game. But I could have saved, anywhere from 20-40 bucks on the card by going with Zotac or going with Asus or some of the other guys. But I'm just partial to EVGA, so I didn't mind spending that little bit of extra money. In hindsight, though, I would have done a couple things a little differently. I would have probably got the R9 280 over the GTX 960. It costs the same. It's got a little higher memory bandwidth. It's got 3 gigs as opposed to 2 gigs. It's 384-bit. So in the benchmarks, it performs better than the 960. Not by much, but it performs better. And I bet you if I had that card, it wouldn't have been an issue to bring the GTA 5 settings, that texture quality from normal up to high. So that's really all I've got to say about this gaming PC. Right now, back to the video, I'm just going to demo another game, Shadows of Mordor. When I was demoing the Alienware, I played this game. It ran just fine. With VSync on, I was averaging 30-40 frames per second. The game was definitely playable. But with this setup here, I want to show you guys. VSync is off on here because I wanted to see how high I could really get it. In this game, I average around in the 70s. It maintains above 70 frames per second. Only occasionally does it drop below that, but I have not seen this game drop below 60. And with vertical sync on, this game maintains steadily between 50 and 60 frames per second. But even with VSync off, I did not notice any screen tearing with this game. It played just fine. So we'll go ahead and get to the gameplay so you guys can check that out. But first, we'll go ahead and I'll show you the options here that I chose. I just pretty much chose high across the board. Texture quality, again, medium, because I have a 2 gig card. Another reason I'd probably go with that R9 280. It's a 3 gig card. I could probably put more of these up to high without sacrificing frame rates. But still, even at medium quality, this game looks pretty damn good. Alright, so this is loading up. And we'll jump off this tower and check out some gameplay. And again, pay attention to the frames per second meter in the upper left hand corner, and it just has no problem staying in the 70s. The game is smooth, it is fluid, it is responsive. I just couldn't be happier with this PC I built. I mean, 550 bucks for a gaming machine. I mean, now as prices come down on things, it's not too unheard of. I mean, I've always built higher end PC gaming boxes. My main PC, I've got the Asus Z87 motherboard, an Intel i5 4670K, and a GTX 980 video card. And I mean, the games look phenomenal on it. Games look pretty damn good on this box. Honestly, I could definitely see myself switching to this being my main gaming PC now, just out of comfort and convenience. The games play great, the graphics look great. I can sit in my recliner with an Xbox controller and play this on my 60-inch TV. I don't have to be sitting at my computer chair at my desk. So definitely the comfort level of playing with this is going to go up. Another thing I forgot to mention is I did build this on top of Windows 7. I didn't use Windows 8. I just wanted a real simple desktop that I can make the icons really big and get to what I need to. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and stop this game, and I will go back to the desktop just so you can take a look and see how that's laid out. Alright, so we are heading back to the desktop. I just toggled my Xbox controller to switch back to mouse mode. As you can see, desktop is pretty simple. Pull up an on-screen keyboard by hitting the Y button on the controller, so that's cool. I've got Steam, Origin, Web, Plex Media Server, Netflix, and the little Geforece tool, which is crap. I don't even know why that dumbass thing exists. But I'll just clear out the recycle bin real quick so it looks nice and shiny, no trash in there. But in conclusion, guys, for around 550 bucks, I'm damn happy with this box. I'm sure that a lot of you out there who have built PCs know what hardware works best with each other, what components work great with other ones. Could probably build something just as good, if not better, than what I've done here for probably around the same money. So play with it. I mean, there's lots of options to build yourself a really good rig. Right there you can see my settings. Reason it's 5.9 is the hard drive. It's not solid state, 7200 RPM Barracuda drive. But other than that, that's it. You guys leave your comments below. There's going to be a link below to my website, realdudesreview.com. It's a website where me and my buddies write articles and review games. It's what we love doing. But I will have a page linked below where you can see all the parts that I put into this thing, and I'll even have links to buy them if you want. And I'll even have links to other suggested parts that if I wanted to spend a little more money, I would have done to optimize this box even just that much more. So thank you guys for watching. Comment below, and see you later.